we not even gonna get on how expensive these hygiene products be. Girl, I just paid $12 for some soap. Some soap! Niggas be having it so easy, they could just use a 10-in-1. They use the same soap for their face, for their ass. They wash their clothes with the same soap they use. Wash the dishes with the soap. Like, fuck! See, with women, we gotta get a soap for the body, a separate soap for the face, a separate soap for the coochie. Then we gotta get a body oil, then a moisturizer for the face, then a lotion for the body, then deodorant. And we not even gonna get on when we on our cycle, because that's a whole nother thing. You got wipes, tampons, pads, panty liners, diapers for the nighttime. I'm tired. And y'all lucky I don't walk around here being musty as fuck and actually care about how I smell. But baby, these prices is something else. And don't let everything run out at once. Girl, $100 minimum. And that don't even be covering everything you need for real. That just be for like the essentials. Girl, I'm tired.
Modern culture has completely changed what many people believe they need, even when much of it isn't truly necessary.
Are single in this economy, you are a bad bitch. You're paying your rent, you're paying your gas, you're paying for your food, and you're doing it all by yourself. You're a bad bitch.
That's exactly how it should be. Everyone is responsible for paying their own bills.
A man paying basic household expenses that he would have to pay regardless if he had a wife or not does not make him a provider. A man paying the basic household bills in a home that his children may reside in does not make him a hero. It simply makes him an adult taking care of the basic adult responsibilities. In fact, with a woman in the house, a man's money tends to stretch farther because he's getting a free maid, cook, nanny, and sex worker upon obtaining a wife. Men give themselves far too much credit to excuse their behavior simply because they go to work. A lot of men will come home, contribute nothing to the running of the household or the raising of the children because they worked all day and they pay the bills that they would have to pay regardless. Women also tend to forget who the providers are in relationships because they don't give themselves credit for the love, the magic, the romance, the nurturing, and all the magic they provide to holidays and birthdays and special occasions. They give all the credit to a man simply because
Life actually became more affordable after the divorce and after you left. That has to be one of the most ridiculous things I've heard all day.
A man has to pay the bill. He has to pay the bill if he wants to take a woman out. If he wants to get to know a woman, if he wants to be close to a woman, he has to pay for them to do some type of activity for their first date, second date, third date, until she becomes so comfortable that she'll just be around the man for free. Okay? It's either that or he's gonna play her. So it's only two. Okay? And this is very important because as a woman, can you imagine what it's like? Standards are fine, everybody should have standards, but this man is dating until something sticks. I want you to understand that. So the same way one woman is asking for like a $200 dinner, a $300 dinner, $400, whatever, right? Even $150, okay? That man is still dating other people. And this is not to say it's right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying, like, great day to be a woman, okay? Great day for these to not be like women problems. But imagine you spend all that money on a date, okay? And like some of these people, you don't even want to be in your life like permanently. You just want to experience fucking them. Quite literally. Now that's up for debate whether y'all think that is moral, not moral, but people do like to fuck people that they don't necessarily want to be with. Okay? That's a fact. So with that being said, just imagine like shoveling out that amount of money and then like the woman never talks to you again, or she's just cool on you. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that isn't her right, okay? Just saying, like, imagine right now somebody goes, oh, let's go to dinner, I pay $300, and then that motherfucker blocks me after, right? Or we just don't have any chemistry, or whatever the case may be. That's a hard life. And I'm here to definitely tell you that should make a little bit more sense why men do play women. First of all, most men don't even have enough money to be perpetually dating women until something sticks, okay? Which means they have one main or two main girls that they're trying out, investing their money in, and all the other girls, it's like they're just spinning the mouthpiece in order to get access to, okay? And it's like a chalkboard with a budget on it, all right? It's like priority list. I really like this woman. I kind of like this woman. I kind of whatever. I feel like this woman might like me back. Let me invest in her. You know what I'm saying? But either way, in no world would I like to be the person paying for the dates that may or may not work out. Love being the person that gets the dates paid for them, and then it's like I just no L if I move.
It's no different than paying an application fee for an apartment. What's surprising is how she kept stacking one incorrect assumption on top of another, making the situation look even more unreasonable.
Okay, so tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to make this video because I want to bash a man or anything of that nature. I want to make this video because I want a man to understand that you have to come politically correct when you're coming at a woman that has her things together. So many men I've had 3 different guys reach out to me today. Oh, you're not working today? Oh, what are you doing today? It's always, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? It's never, hey, can you plan an off day so that we can go and do this or have this planned? I'm literally getting ready. Let me start over. I took today off. I took today off to go to a hair appointment. And because I have midterms tomorrow. So I need to have some time to myself to study. And I want to go get my hair done later on so that, I'm feeling good about myself. I'm looking cute, I'm waist training. I'm over here just, I'm in my mode. You know what I mean? Like, it's my reset day. Okay? And I've had 3 different men reach out to me today and ask me to pull up on them. Pull up on you. Pull up on you, but you haven't planned anything. You didn't say, hey, why don't you take a day off and let's plan something so that we can spend some time together, or let's plan a nice little date. I'm telling him, like one guy, I'm telling him, I'm going to get my hair done. He like, oh, you busy today? Da-da-da-da.
Men, protect your peace, your mental well-being, and your finances. Some people aren't looking for a genuine connection. They're simply focused on what they can gain. Stay aware, make smart decisions, and don't let anyone take advantage of your trust or your wallet. Stay safe.
As an unmarried mother of 3 living in the city of Atlanta, let's go over exactly how much it costs to live. Number 1, you have rent. That's approximately $2,800 a month.
Damn.
Then you have your utilities, gas, light, water, and internet. All that totals to about $600 a month. Next, I have our cell phone bills. That ends up being about $250 a month. My personal car note is $800 a month. I pay about $200 a month for insurance. I don't normally add in my other 2 car payments because those are work vehicles. Those pay me while I pay them.
My God, who the cares?
My children's homeschool and extracurricular activity fees end up being about $300 to $400 a month.
Bruh.
It also costs me about $250 a month to get their hair done. We spend about $200 to $250 a week for groceries. For clothing, we don't shop every month. We get things on sale and off season, so I would say probably at an average about $100 a month. I use a nanny for childcare, which is about $900 per week. Included in that cost is also housekeeping. I spend about $600 a month on hair, nails, and routine beauty treatments like massages or waxes.
What?
Medical insurance as a self-employed woman is about $800 a month. I mainly work from home, so gas is about $50 a week. For entertainment, we probably spend anywhere between $500 and $1,000 a month. That includes all our Netflix subscriptions, all our fees to go to the Y and those types of things as well. Our dog requires about once a month grooming. That's about $80. So my total monthly expenses for personal, not including my business, is around $5,500 a month. So excuse the fuck out of me if I choose.
My calculator practically gave up trying to total all the expenses she mentioned. Then people wonder why some men choose different dating priorities. It's like making huge payments on a car, only to discover it has nothing but problems from the very beginning.
So I got dumped because I asked a man to pay for everything. He ran. He literally ran away after I said that. That one comment made him throw everything away. Do you guys think that I was in the wrong? I think if you really like someone, you're not going to dump them over one comment. And I really liked him, so I was begging for him back. I still was begging for him back. And he said that it already put a sour taste in his mouth and that
I said what I said, and that single comment changed everything for him. Do you think I was really in the wrong? Personally, I believe that if you truly care about someone, you don't walk away over just one remark. I genuinely cared about him, so I kept trying to make things right. But he told me that what I said had already changed how he felt, and he couldn't move past it.
Can someone tell me how a single person is supposed to survive in the UK right now? Because the numbers just don't add up. Everyone keeps saying it's cheaper to be single, live on your own. That's not the case. If you're not a couple, you have to pay all of that on your own. So let's talk about rent. So you're talking 650 to 1,200, depending on where you live. These are averages, okay? Then you've also got to think about your council tax, another 180, 120, depending on where you are again. Then that's before you've got food, before you've got utilities, before you're paying your TV license, everything. You are paying 100% of all of that. Before you've even started living, you're looking at 1,200 to 1,600 per month. Again, these are averages, not necessarily accurate depending on the area that you live in. I think the thing that gets me is people just say, well, go and get a better job, go and get a higher paid job, go and learn a skill. Yeah, you can do all of that, but we shouldn't have to. At the end of the day, if you're working full time, if you're doing a 35-hour plus a week, you shouldn't need to go and get a second job. You shouldn't need to have a side hustle, but people are.
If you want it, earn it yourself. Get a job and pay for it on your own. No one is obligated to fund someone else's lifestyle.
Single people can't catch a break. The true winners of this life are happy couples that live together. Because let me tell you why. They get to split everything. Depending on your dynamic, your man might be taking everything on, even better. But what do you mean I'm single and I have to pay every single bill? I have to pay rent, I have to pay council tax, groceries, internet. Oh my God, it's just never ending. The winner of the cost of living crisis is happy couples that live together. Shout out, you guys. You won. You won.
It's often the people who complain that living alone is more expensive than being in a relationship. Comments like that can spark a bigger conversation about who feels they benefit the most from certain relationships.
But let's talk about the financial ramifications of being single for a second. I always talk about the emotional side of it, you know, how it's like, I really do want a partner because I want somebody to co-regulate with. I want somebody to enjoy life with and to travel with, okay? But let's be really frank and honest. It is 2026. Like, prices have been going up, especially this year, but since 2020. I've been living by myself since 2020, and it has been so fucking hard this entire time. If my car breaks down, I have to figure it out. Now, I'm not saying that I'm destitute and starving, but I am a little uncomfortable. I am a little bit worried. Financial stress is something that normally happens to me whenever something big happens. If my cat has to go to the vet, if my car breaks down, if I have to miss a day of work because of me being sick. Luckily, I have PTO, but what happens when you run out of PTO? If I get a bill that I'm not expecting, if the electric goes up, like literally, if I had a second person, these normal life circumstances.
Did they really come out on top? I thought the message was that relationships were something to avoid. So why the sudden frustration now? It's interesting how quickly the conversation shifts depending on the situation.
Yeah, I'm in law school and stuff, and I work really hard, but when you see me, do not rely on that. I work hard because I have to, but trust and believe. When my husband finds me, do you need anything, Dada? Want to make you breakfast, Papa? I'm getting this life paid for one way or the other. I'm not working my whole life. I can't. I'm not working my entire life. A man. Dinner's ready, Dada. Like.
Why do some people keep leaning into the same stereotypes? Many men feel they've become more aware of how certain relationships are approached and are choosing to be more cautious. The concern isn't about genuine connection. It's about avoiding situations where someone is valued more for what they can provide than for who they are.
How do you get a man to pay your bills?
You say rent is due.
Like that.
I'm like, it all depends on where the man is at financially too. Like, I have dated like mostly very wealthy men. And so if you go to a very wealthy man, like for example, my last boyfriend, we were traveling and I think like, I was like, I can't travel all the time. I need to work and pay my bills. And he was like, how much are your bills? And that's it.
And then do you show him how thankful you are? What is it afterwards?
I'm there.
You show up.
I'm there.
That's you being thankful.
Yeah, and any wealthy man that I've dated, they've watched my content. I'm sure that they'll watch this. It never even occurs to them to be like, aren't you grateful?
So you don't become more submissive if they pay your bills. You continue being
I definitely become easier to get along with. Like, I'm not worried about working all the time. I'm not stressed out about how
Which
I'm gonna...
puts you in your feminine energy.
Yeah. I'm definitely like, oh, yeah, we can just, like, chill all day and go to Erewhon and, like, go see a movie and I'm on your schedule and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I have more availability. I have more free time and I'm in a better mood. And, like, I think any wealthy man that I've known, that's part of the appeal of having money.
If one person is expected to handle every responsibility, how does that make the relationship better for both sides? Someone who has worked hard to build a stable and balanced life will naturally look for a partner who adds value, offers support, and contributes to the relationship in meaningful ways.
So I'm moving out of my flat today into a hostel for multiple reasons. The main one just being the cost and distance to work. Everyone talks about how expensive it is to live in Sydney, but I feel like what people don't talk about is like if you have a partner and live in Sydney, I feel like you'd be so much more comfortable, whereas me having to pay for everything on my own, cost of living just on my own, as opposed to like if I was sharing a room with someone, I feel like I'm being punished for being single. For example, if I was paying $350 a week for a room, a couple for that same room would probably pay about either $450 or $500. That's usually the range I see. If you split that in half, you're paying less than what I pay and you have dual income. Whereas me, I'm like doing it all on my own. I'm not trying to be all woe is me, but after paying like so much in rent.
The people who used to cover every expense are now part of the past, and that alone says a lot. Once someone realizes they're being valued more for their money than for who they are, it's no surprise they choose to walk away. There's one pattern that stands out in these conversations. The comparisons are usually made against couples rather than roommates, which leads some people to argue that one partner often ends up carrying a larger share of the financial responsibilities, while the other is able to save more of their own income.
Living alone is so expensive because my bills are like almost $3,000 a month. That includes absolutely everything. And I am not living above my means. I promise you that I am not. All of my bills are reasonable. And I'm just like, but everything nowadays is so expensive that it's just like, even treating yourself feels like a crime. And I'm so jealous of married people because I'm like, oh my gosh, you have help. Oh my gosh, stay-at-home moms can just stay home and their man can pay all the bills. Like, I want to be a kept woman so bad. I am so tired of paying bills. I'm so tired of stressing. I just want to be back where I was when I was like 23, 24, where I could save money. Everything was cheap. Now that I'm 27, I feel like it's so hard to save because, again, everything is so expensive. And it's hard out here for single people.
It's almost like getting a fresh start and finally focusing on yourself. Many divorced men say that looking back on how much they invested financially in past relationships leaves them with mixed emotions and valuable lessons for the future.
Can we please just normalize smart, intelligent women wanting to be stay-at-home mothers and working part-time like 1 to 2 times a week? Because honestly, like, the thought of having to wake up every day for the rest of my life and go to work in order to live and eat and provide for my non-existent children right now is really nauseating. Really nauseating.
Blaming one group for economic pressures doesn't solve the real issue. Everyone is capable of working, building a career, and contributing to their own future, so personal responsibility matters. At the end of the day, healthy relationships are built on mutual effort, respect, and shared responsibility. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.